here in, Oppo started the session off like she always does, griping and complaining. So I'll tell you about this. I griped and complained about it under many circumstances because a lot of times it doesn't work. It doesn't work when somebody ties your arms up. You get their weight going one direction, and you commit and start going to another. Lasso guards become particularly troublesome for the Toreando, and as of years past, it was a very dominant guard pass. It was a very successful guard pass, but the longer that we've been doing this, we've seen some changes in the game that have kind of relegated it to the shelf for a lot of people. Now, we're going to go back to, and we're doing this tonight because Leandro Lowe was recently put into the Hall of Fame, and we're going to cover his variation of the Toreando as well as the original variation. His variation is very near and dear to me because I studied it years ago when I first saw him as a brown belt doing it. He was absolutely dominant, and it has been a part of my game that I use at various times. It's never really ever left me or been shelved, so to speak. So we're going to look at the two variations, and I'll let you guys kind of pick which one you like, and you can kind of decide for yourself. Push-pull is what we're looking at here. That's the theme for tonight, push-pull. One is a push, and the other is kind of a pull, okay? The very first one is a pull. That's the original Toreando that we all know and love. We're starting out with grips on the inside, okay? Now, these grips we'll discuss here in just a second, but with the grips on the inside, what we're looking at here is compressing the guard. That should not be an alien concept. That's something we've been talking about with driving the knee, okay? Getting down the middle. We're compressing the guard as best we can. What we're going to do is we're going to take a side step and we're going to pass, okay? So it's a very effective pass because it's a push-pull, right? We're pushing, and then we're going to step, and we're going to pull, and we're going to open them up, and we're going to pass. Now, it leads us kind of right into a neon belt. All right, now, this is about as traditional as it gets, okay? This is about as old school of a pass as you'll ever see. You're going to start head up, okay? We're going to compress the guard, weight goes in. We're going to draw it back, and we're going to step to the side, okay? So here, compress to the side, boom. Going to opposite side. You've got to be multi-directional with this and able to go both ways. So we're going to work it both sides. Here and around. Okay? Here and around. I'm going to ask you a quiz here in just a minute. Once you do this, I want you to drop your weight down on them. I'm going to ask you a quiz question here in a second. Push, pull. All right? Push, pull. Compress, pull, and step. You're going to see there's a lot of movement here, getting clear of the feet. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're going to add some resistance just because I want you to see the inherent disabilities in it. Okay, some of the areas that might be somewhat problematic, and they're going to be pretty apparent right out of the gate. Okay, so understand this is the grip that we're using. We're using that inside the pant grip. All right. So I clear, I'm here, okay? I'm going one side, doesn't really matter which, and I want my opponent at this particular point to address me in the most common way he would address me, all right? Here, I'm stepping, and I'm coming around this direction, okay? Now, as I start to put my weight in, now it becomes a problem, all right? The problem is this knee, okay? Because I have the top side knee, I've caved him over on this side. Now my weight is down. It's hard for me to really get him opened up when I turn and drop my weight to that side. Yes, it gets me around, but as soon as he turns and addresses me, now I'm stuck dealing with the head, and I have to switch grips to block the bottom side knee. The hard part to stop is him bringing his bottom side knee right back in. That's the hard part to kill. So once I get around, okay, boom. It's really hard for me to stop him from bringing this bottom side knee because I've got my cross arm dealing with it. Lowers my inside shoulder, and what happens to my body? I start getting off balance and having to be down here like this. It means that now I have to come up with some sort of a grip switch in the middle of my sequence. Okay? It's really difficult for me to finish. So now, you guys are going to actually hit this and I want you to try to pass. Here, boom. You're gonna come around, try to complete your pass, get inside, see if you can beat the knee. And get on top and finish. If they just reinsert their knee and push off of you and wind up kind of right back here, that's a failed pass. Let's go for a couple minutes apiece. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Heavy, secure your pass. How many of you feel like it's really, really effective, or you feel like you're off balance? Trying to get the legs in. Yay, nay, you like that? Dropping down, getting heavy on them and trying to pass. Okay? The problem becomes the knee. It's still, the problem still becomes the knee. We get tied up underneath them, okay? Here, if I cut to the side and he starts to turn, I try to hang on to these legs, this becomes the issue. How many of you wound up right here? Off to the side. They scoot their hips. You wind up off to the side, you've got distance from them. And you've got their legs, and it's just really, really hard to keep it together, okay? The way I've always advocated this pass is that it's more of a jab. Think of it in terms of boxing. This is a jab style pass. This is not one of those passes that's a power punch. It's not going to be one of the knockout blows. It's quick and it's choppy, okay? If we can be here and we can pop and just get enough to the side and not drop our head and start trying to clear the leg out, we're going to be way more effective, okay? So a quick pass, moving, pop, just trying to get inside, and then we're releasing and trying to get clear of the knee line. That's all we're trying to do, is get above the knee line. Now I'm going to introduce you to the second concept here, okay? We're going to change it just a little bit. Instead of hands on the inside, we're going neutral grips. Hands on the outside, okay? No hands on the inside now. This way, there is no ability to circle inside and counter my grips outside of going inside to foot to knee, spider guard. Here, okay? If I go hands inside, he can lasso. Now we got some problems, all right? So let's go here. We're compressing the guard, okay? We're gonna pull to the side. Once we get to the side, we're now gonna push across instead of pulling, okay? So that now he's turned this way. This leg, we're gonna stay on this leg because in the event that he tries to pull the knee down and go to turtle, we're gonna pull it up on him so that we can keep him from going over to turtle. Now we can start to climb up and work our way up. He stays on the hand, fine, we're just gonna work our hand around, but I've got control of the leg. So in push-pull, we're gonna cut the angle. We're gonna use the same movement except we're on the outside, okay? We're gonna do that same quick, snappy movement to the outside, but once we cut this angle, instead of trying to clear the knee out and pass here, we're gonna drive everything over, okay? Now from here we got a couple options. Cut to the weave, start to climb, okay? Or we can cut in here to like the leg drag position, start to finish our pass here. So here, neutral grip, okay? Off to the side. Now I'm gonna run him down. Knees, 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 knees. Take him to the folded position. Whoops. Now we can come in here. Want to get inside. Play heavy. Instead of trying to come down with our head and beat the knee, let's fold in the opposite direction. Okay? This particular movement here is going to play into our very next one. So again here, stepping to the side, running down. Take him over to the side. We can now use the legs to prevent the turtle if we want to prevent, however we want to do it. Whoops. Fold them that way. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.